Well, hi there everyone, FarmSimgamer here and welcome back to Bucks County. Now, it's been a little while since I did an episode on Bucks, and part of the reason for that is that I was kind of doing a bit of repetitive work, taking on contracts and kind of just farming my own land, trying to build up kind of budget that would enable me to do the things that I wanted to do within the series. So I decided to take a little bit of a break, but I love Bucks County as a map. I think it's probably one of my favourites, if not the favourite map that I like playing on, and I guess if I was only ever allowed to play one map in FS19, I think this would probably be it. And I'm sure that you've probably got your favourite maps too. It'd be really interesting to know what they are, so leave a comment down below and let me know. Now, things have expanded a little bit since I last kind of did an episode. We've expanded with our cows. We've now got 60 dairy cattle in our herd. We put some mains water in here as well. We've kind of done a few little landscaping bits in, put the trees backing onto the shed there, and we kind of done a few other little bits of landscaping, just kind of adding some grass and some features and things like that in as well. We've kind of swapped out a few bits of machinery as well. I'll show you what those are in a little while, and we've also kind of added in some chickens. I think we've got 51 chickens in total now, one of which has kind of come through reproduction, so they're busy kind of making eggs and everything else like that, so that's really good. Now, one of the bits of machinery that we did swap out as well was our mower. We got rid of the original one that we had, and I saw this pop up on the mod hub about a couple of months ago, I think it was, which seemed to be a lot more in keeping with kind of farming and grass cutting in the States. So I thought that would be a good purchase. We lose a little bit on the header width there, the cutting width, but she rattles along at about 13-14 kph. So what we lose in cutting width, we kind of make up on speed. Then we also bought a bigger tanker as well that takes both water and milk that we've got there, just so that we've got something to take down to the selling points for the milk. And then we've added a track into the top of the grass field here as well, so this sort of tucks off round the kind of perimeter of the grass field as well. Also did a little bit of a cut through from this track into field 28, which is just off on the left hand side there. Had to take a couple of trees down to be able to accommodate that, but we've kind of done that, so it's just a bit of an easy cut through into that field and kind of out onto the road there as well. Now, in previous episodes, you may have also heard me talk about other agricultural products that are produced in Pennsylvania. And in the 2016 census, Pennsylvania was ranked first in the United States for mushroom production. And in fact, Pennsylvania is known as the mushroom capital of the world. So I kind of thought it was only fitting that I tried to find something that might support that, considering we're in Bucks County in Pennsylvania. And I came across this in one of the kind of online mod sites. This is SHROOM production. It's part of a kind of global company, I think, not produced by them, but you need global company to be able to use it. All sorts of different mushrooms that are grown here. You can see that the pallets collect on these slabs at the side. I think they're 4,000 litres per pallet as a complete pallet. And of course, like a lot of these sorts of productions, a bit like the greenhouses, you don't have to have manure, but it helps if you do have manure, and you must have, of course, have water as well. So I thought that would be an appropriate thing to kind of add into the side here, and of course it does add into your selling menu mushrooms as an additional product that you can go and sell. So we've added one of those in, and we've already had some good income off it as well. I think selling points down at the restaurant, and I think the animal feed sales as well. So that's pretty good. Now, also in Pennsylvania, in the 2016 census, apple production was ranked 4th. Both dairy and grape production were ranked 5th, and winemaking was ranked 7th. So in the top of the grass field here, I thought it would also be appropriate to add in some vineyards, and I'm also going to put in some apple trees and create a little bit of an apple orchard as well. Now, those will also require manure, which you can see over in the bunker there that we've already got in place, and water, of course, and they will give us an hourly kind of income payout rather than something that I've got to take to the selling point. But I thought they would kind of be appropriate and something different that I can kind of have on the farm here that would support kind of real life Pennsylvania agricultural production. So that's one of the first things that I'm going to do in the episode today, is add those into the top of the grass field here. But before I crack on with that, let's just take a quick look at the map, and you can see what else we've purchased since our last episode. Now, as you will remember, when you purchase the kind of main farm on Bucks County, you get fields 15, 16, 17 and 28 as a block. You can also see that we purchased field 18 as well, which is very convenient next to the grass field there. And then I've recently purchased field 9 as well. And as you can see, that's kind of just come up for harvest kind of since yesterday, actually. So that's one of the other tasks that we've got to do today. We've got to harvest our field 9, and that will be our first kind of crop that comes off that field since we purchased it. You can see that field 18 has just been harvested recently as well, so we've got to cultivate that. Field 16 and 28 have been ploughed, and field 17 has been cultivated, so they're kind of ready for drilling. Now field 15 we've got alfalfa in, and I kind of leave that in there as a regular steady crop, which kind of gives us enough alfalfa to do alfalfa silage which we need for our cows. Now, first things first, actually, before I go and do anything with the vineyards and the apple trees up in that grass field, I'm going to get the combine underway in field 9 here for the canola. Now, I'm using coarse play, so I'm just going to get that set up quickly, and then I can kind of leave him to get on with this field. I'll just make sure the settings are all kind of correct here. I'd just like to drop the working width just a fraction. We'll do 4 times round the headland, and then the kind of headland overlap, I tend to bump that up to about 12%, kind of mainly so you kind of don't have too much of an issue kind of in the corners when it goes around the bends. I'm using the follow me mod as well, so I will drag the tractor and trailer over the road and get him to follow the combine round, because I don't think we will make it all the way round until we need to empty. So I'll let these kind of get underway and do their thing. I haven't kind of quite figured out how to do automatic kind of unloading with course play yet. I probably need to figure out how to do that. So I'll have to keep nipping back and unloading them from time to time, but at least it'll allow me to get off and do a few other things. Right, so this is the area that I'm going to put the vineyards and the apple trees in. So I think roughly what I'm going to do is from here, sort of on the corner of the track, which is just next to the bunker silos, I'm going to kind of go across to where those trees are. So that's sort of the top half of the grass field that I'm going to use. Then I think I'm probably going to try and put 4 vineyards in, 2 for white grapes, 2 for red grapes, that are going to go closest to where the cattle pasture is, and then we'll kind of fill in the bottom area down here with sort of apple trees. We've got 147,000 in the bank, so not 100% sure how many kind of trees that we'll get, but we'll start with the vineyards. So I've got a few options in the menu here for apple trees. I've got some apple and orange orchards, but these ones for sort of 10,000. But there's a couple that I've found by a different model that's slightly cheaper, only 5,000 each, and they also give out a slightly higher hourly rate as well at £40. So I'm going to use these for the apple trees, but I'll do those a little bit later. I'm going to do the vineyards first. So I've got white grapes and then also red grapes. They're 12,000 for each vineyard. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put 2 of the white ones side by side backing onto the track, and then I'll do the red grapes kind of opposite that, but in the opposite direction, so that the water and the manure point are kind of facing each other. As you can see there, there's a little bit of landscaping that I'm going to have to do. It's kind of raised the ground up. I think the grass field sort of slopes gradually down towards the bottom. So I'll put those 2 in there, then I'll go back and do the red grapes. So like I said, I'm going to swing this one round and put it sort of opposite but facing towards the white grape ones. And again, I'll do sort of 2 of these so they're facing each other. And I think we'll probably see here, once I place that they'll definitely need some landscaping. It's going to create an even bigger ridge, I think, here as well. So I'll need to do a little bit of flattening off. So I'm going to put these in place, and then I think once I've sort of done the landscaping and I've tidied things up here, then I will come back and start placing the apple trees. Now, I know it can be a bit daunting using the landscaping tool because there's kind of no undo buttons. So if you do make a mistake, you kind of can't go back and resurrect things easily without sort of going back to an earlier save game, which is a bit of a pain. So I know that tends to put people off from using the landscaping tool, but I kind of use the roller button on my mouse. Obviously, I'm on PC. I'm not quite sure how you would do it if you're on console, but I use the roller button and use the sort of smoothing tool, which kind of enables you just to sort of gently lower the ground, or kind of match lower and higher ground, so it sort of smooths the ridges out and things like that. And I kind of find that quite effective. And you can, of course, sort of play with the strength in which it does that as well in the landscaping kind of menu. And if you look at this here, you can kind of see if I work from the lower ground up, it sort of smooths or sort of slightly raises to match the higher ground. If I work from the higher ground and down to the to the lower ground, then it kind of then sort of smooths and flattens that off to a lower level. You can see that it sort of flattens off the grass as well, so I'm going to have to go back and probably try and match the grass to the surrounding grass field as well once I've done, and I'm going to sort of have to redo the track as well in terms of the textures and things like that. So I'm going to crack on with this, and I will catch up with you in a little while once I've finished. So that's all the vineyards in, all 4 of them, as you can see. So we've got 2 red and 2 white. I've kind of done the grass textures as well, as you can see, and I've kind of done the track in the middle as well. We've put a few trees in for a bit of decoration, which I might add to in the future. Now I've topped up all the water tanks as well, which is why the vineyards are growing there, which you can see. And next up, I kind of need to do the manure. So as you may know, if you add water into the tanks, that gives you 50% of the hourly income, and by adding in the manure, that gives us the extra 50%, taking up to 100. And we will earn £90 per hour. So for the 24-hour daily period, we'll get $2,160. So not bad, bit of income considering that our only cost is just the manure. So I should probably add that $2,160 is per vineyard. So for each 24-hour full day period, that will give us $8,640. Well, I'm putting the apple trees in next. I'm going to do 2 rows and slightly stagger them a little bit. I'm not 100% sure whether I can just drive up to the side of them to do the water and manure, or whether I need to reverse up to them. So I think we'll put 12 trees in at the moment, which I might add to in the future. So I need to do the waters on these as well, and the manure, so we get the full payout of £40 per hour per tree. So that's all of those completed now. Again, I've done the sort of little track just going through the middle of the trees. There still is a little bit of sort of room on the outside, as you can see the changing grass colour there, so I might add a couple of extra trees in the future. But I'm pretty pleased with this top area here. We've got the vineyards happily growing now. I've got all the manure in those as well, so they should be giving us our full hourly kind of output. I just need to go back and do the manure for the trees. So there we go. I'm pretty pleased with this, actually. It's been a long time coming, but this is one of the things that I wanted to do, sort of to support the agricultural production in Pennsylvania, sort of real life production. And from an income perspective, like I said, the only cost is our manure, which is only about $500 or $600 per trailer load. So that's quite a low cost. And in total, with the 12 apple trees that we've got, we should get $11,520 per day. And the vineyard's $8,640, so that gives us a combined income of $20,160, less probably maybe $1,000 for the manure. So some pretty good income. It's going to take us about 5 or 6 days to pay off the actual cost of purchase of the trees in the vineyards, but thereafter we'll be making money, which will add up to about $141,000 per week. And in addition to that, of course, we've also got the mushroom production as well. Now, each of those pallets does 4,000 litres of mushrooms, and we get roughly about £800 per 1,000 litres. So for each pallet, that's worth 3,200. And I think they probably churn out those 5 pallets every day. So that gives us an extra $16,000 per day and $112,000 per week. So that's pretty good overall. So once they're kind of fully up and running, and the initial kind of cost of purchase has been paid off, we'll be making $250,000 per week. So that's pretty good. And I must admit, I do kind of like that passive style of income. Now, the last thing I was thinking of doing was possibly merging field 18 and the grass field here. I do need to redo the field perimeter in courseplay for the grass field anyway, so I was wondering whether I should kind of merge them. Now, I do need grass for the cows, of course, but I could put the whole field, the big field, under grass as part of the crop rotation if I did kind of merge these two. So I'm going to put a little questionnaire on my community page for this, so you can kind of vote on what you think I should do. Should I keep the fields as they are, or should I merge field 18 and the grass field? So if you could go and vote on that, that would be great. Help me decide what I do next. Now we're just finishing up cultivating here on field 9. All of our fields will then be ready for sowing and drilling next time round. So I'm going to call it a day on the video today. I hope you've enjoyed it and found that interesting, and perhaps given you a sort of few ideas of a few other things that you might be able to do if you're playing on this map, and something that you could kind of do to that grass field. So thanks very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, then don't forget to give the video a thumbs up, and if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, then please do so, as it does help me grow the channel. So thanks for watching. Whatever you're doing, wherever you are, stay safe, take care, and I will catch you on Bucks County next time. Bye for now.